SEP-TEP-I, Dua, Nazarak Ravech, Immortality. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families. My Naga, Shamsarus, Nasupitis, Sba-t, Mutratats, the immortal ones of Maat cherished, of the phenomenon of precession, New Age order, great golden age of Maat Asar, and all citizens, descendants of the Nile Valley Cultural Cosmic Collective Consciousness Spirituality. Many are the mysteries concerning the universe and the Ankh, life that is found within it. This is also true regarding the theories, laws that govern them. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here? And where am I going? All the known and unknown forces of the universe are of one origin. Necessity becomes the order by which these forces reveal themselves. Existence demands that energy be spent. Existence is realized by the expansion of energy that must have a source. In the case of our universe, Ankh life is always associated to heat and movement. But the energy that drives the entire universe is of the direct result of the self-creation of Ra Nebuchadnezzar radiation, which produces the phenomena of attraction and repulsion, along with the anomalies of heat and movement. Ha nata apupa ma'at. How sweet is the ma'at, truth of the Patnatarus. Ankh was the jet, life, power, stability. Ankh uja seneb, life, prosperity, health. Uben napike panebuharu ma'ati. Rising always in divine excellence with ma'at. Every day, all day. Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
Hetepu, Duwa'u, to the Ramech. Anuk asked Maat Tefnut, and I am here with my Ptah Seeker Asar, and we welcome all of you to the Precious Treasure Immortality series. This is segment 12. Today we will be discussing the SEP-TEPII first time, and we also have some updates from the Naga ship to share with you as well. We are streaming live to my Facebook page, Joy Allen. We are streaming live to the Facebook Naga ship Multimedia Telecommunications. We are also streaming live to my YouTube channel, The Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. The Naga ship Multimedia Telecommunications, we are streaming live on the Facebook and YouTube channel, as well as our humble brother Crumb's YouTube channel, Branch of Knowledge. And we are streaming to my Periscope account, The Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. Seba Crumb Snatcher, he is a student of Tesha Para, and he also has his name, his platform, Crumb TV. This is the Crumb TV edition of the ancient Khemetic Rasaurian calendar. And with that being said, and we are sharing this knowledge to his platforms. Today, I'm going to use the Crumb TV banner in this broadcast, and we will be discussing this calendar. So you will hear the Crumb TV edition from time to time, and that is for our humble brother Crumb Snatcher's platform, which he has on YouTube. He has many platforms. So stay tuned for more information on that if you're not aware. At this time, I'm going to have Ptah Seeker Asar share with you who he is and where you can find him and whatever else it is that he would like to share with you all. Dua'u, Seba.
Dua'u, Barata Pupamat, Uncle the Jet, Uncle Jah Sedeb, Uben Afrike Panabuharu, Ma'ati to you, my great queen, Mother Goddess Asma Tefnut. I'm humbled and honored to be on your platform again. Anuk Ptah Seeker Asar. I am Ptah Seeker Asar. I am the royal scribe, master craftsman, and keeper of TEP time of Tesha Para. I am also one of the founders of the Nagathian Institute of Cosmic Awareness, Spiritual Consciousness, and Universal Enlightenment, along with my Sebas, Duncan G, Ramutep Queb, and of course our Queen Mother Goddess Sba-t Nut. Before I even begin, let me begin to frequentize us with our Heses, our Saku, our affirmations, and our poems. So let me begin with our poems, first of all. Today's star date, abbreviated star date, is Hapi, the 24th of Men. So I shall begin. I come forth from the beginning of the now, wherein dwells the great divine Neferneter Hapi at the foothills of the mountains of the moon. And second, let me begin with Anuk Heru. Anuk Heru. I am Heru. I am Heru. I give you my wings so that you may fly. I give you my eyes so that you will never die. O you divine Nagas, Shemsarus, Nesubitis, Hemets, Sba-t, Mukatats, the immortal ones of Maat, cherished, gather, gather, come hither, come nither, rally unto me, and I will lead you to the true, righteous Maatian path of immortality. Follow the movement of the stars, Sba-t, Sirius, and Ra, and you will find yourself in a perfect state in space and time. Acknowledge the divine cosmic environment that you are seeing, and you will desire to acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being. And my next poem shall be, Oh, let not the flames die out, cherished, age after golden great age, in its sacred caverns and holy temples cherished, fed by the pure Nagas, Shemsarus, Nesubitis, Hemet, Sba-t, Munatats, the immortal ones of Maat cherished. Oh, let not the flames die out. And my next poem will be, the prophecies states that we will be sent something from the past to join with something from the future, something from the physical world to join with the spiritual world, the Samai-Tawi union of both the past and the future. The physical and the spiritual worlds will be contained in the revelations of a secret mystical spherical diagram called the Ipetiru, Shabitem Tuaharu Pamaat, to ensure your divine birthright and to facilitate your journey, quest, voyage of immortality, to be reborn, Ranu as a star, expanding with the universe forever and ever. And my next poem shall be, do you know what it feels like to be an uncrowned Nesut, Hemet, king and queen, lacking honor, a crown, a throne, a Merku, a solar civil lunar calendar, and just about everything? Well, let me tell you of our story, of our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors in their glory. Those who were born from the great line of Nesuts and Hemets, kings and queens. Those of us who were born from the great lines of Nesuts and Hemets, kings and queens. From diamonds and pearls and emeralds and all sorts of precious things. Everyday trinkets for those of us who were born from the great line of Nesuts and Hemets, kings and queens. Everyday trinkets for those of us who were born from the great lines of Nesuts and Hemets, kings and queens. But without your past, you can only live life in half. Half man, half woman, half beast, half slave. And this trend of thought is all that you have sought, all that you have bought, without knowledge of yesterday, without knowledge of yesterday. And my last poem, our last poem shall be, before the Romans and the Greeks, there were 9 days in every week, and time was kept by charting stars that were visible on our calendar. Aware of the movement of the earth, stars, and moon, these ancient African indigenous primordial ancestral peoples were cosmically attuned. Dua, dua, dua. And I would like to now perform my Hesi, Asaku, our affirmation, so that we may frequencize you to this first frequency specifically, Ra Neber Teshuvah. And I shall pay tribute and honor to our ancestors, the ancient ones, and to the Netarus. And I shall call upon my ancestors to allow me the strength to command the cosmic forces that allow us love, guidance, protection through the daily experiences of ponderable matter. And I shall begin my Hesi, my Saku, my affirmation by saying, Hetepu, Hetepu, Dua, Dua, Duau, Duau, Anazarak, Ramech, Imhotep. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families of the New Age Order. My Nagas, my Shamsarus, my Nesubitis, my Hemets, Sba-t, Mugratats, the immortal ones of Maat, cherished, phenomenon of precession, New Age Order, Great Golden Age of Maat Asar, and all citizens, descendants of the Nile Valley Cultural Cosmic Collective Consciousness Spirituality. O Ra Neber Teshuvah, the he, the she, the mother and father of all existence, master and possessor of light and radiation, of heat and movement. Bless us humble servants for Ankh life, being now present. For we seek the counsel of the ancient ones and practice daily the ancient Maatian ways and ancient Maatian truths. We strive evermore to become one with thee in this world and in the existence to come. We ask that you bless us on this, the 132nd day of the year after the Helical rising. 228 days remaining until Uben Subtit Cyrus rising. Upawat Samatawi, Wetrenpet Dejit Heb, New Year's celebration. The 24th day of the 4th month of Men. The 3rd day of Hapi. The 12th day of the 1st month of the 2nd season of Aket, year number 10, AFNK/ST, after the founding of New Kemet, Naga Kemet, Samai Tawi, after the founding of New Kemet, Naga Kemet, Kem West, Samai Tawi, phenomenon of precession, New Age Order, the Great Golden Age, Amada Asar. We ask that you bless our families and friends and all those of us who gather together to worship in your most holy, sacred, and glorious ancient Tamarian name of Ra Neber Teshuvah, for in the act of seeking you there is much comfort. So as it is spoken, so let it be written, so let it be done, so shall it be for now and forever forward. Ra Neber Teshuvah, Pa Nata Apupamaat, Onkwas Dejet, Onkuja Seneb, Uben Nefi Kia Pa Nebu Heru Ma'ati, rising always in divine excellence with Ma'at, every day, all day. Atunra Hotel.
Dua, Duau Siba Ptah, Seeker Asar. Your words are Macharu, true of voice. You are victorious and righteously great. You have commanded the cosmic forces that affords, allows us, you, we, love, guidance, and protection through the daily experiences of ponderable matter. Your libation, Hesi, Saku, affirmation, is splendor to the ears of the ancient ones, the Puat Necharus, and the ancestors. Dua, Duau Siba.
Dua, Dua, Padatapa Pama, Mother Goddess. So welcome to episode number 12 of The Precious Treasure. And last episode, we discussed his story versus our story. And the Queen Mother decided we should discuss our story's first frequency specifically today. So we're going to talk about the ZEP-TEPII, the origins of existence and the creation development of the universe as it was interwoven and understood by our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors. This will be related to you through our story, through the sacred symbolism. This will be a symbolic tour of our sacred teachings. But right now, I'm going to send it back to the great Queen Mother Goddess Sba-t, for she has a lot of information to reveal to you in regards to the Naga ship and the Nagatian Institute, into the ancient Rasaurian Khemetic Solar Serial Lunar Calendar 2020-2021 edition, the Crumb TV edition. Shout out to my Siba Crumb. Yes, my great Siba Crumb. We are about to let the Queen Mother discuss. And here we go. Atunra.
But first, Seba, I need to speak my Hesi.
Yes,
So
you
if you
do.
would, call upon me so I
You
can do
shall
that.
call upon the great Queen Mother Goddess to perform her Hesi or Saku or affirmation, so that she may command the cosmic forces that allow us, we, they, love Goddess protection to the daily experience upon the matter. May she perform her Usamedu Nefe Hekau, her divine words of power, and may her words be splendid to the ears of the Netaru. We call upon you, O great Queen Mother Goddess, As Maat Tefnut, to perform your Hesi Saku and affirmation. Dua, dua, dua.
Dua, dua-u. Hetepu, dua, dua-u. Anezarek Ramech, Hotep. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families, and to all of you joining us here today on the Precious Treasure Immortality series. This is segment 12, SEP-TEPII, first time. And also to my Nagas, Shemsuharus, Nesubitis, Mutnatart, Sba-t, and Hamets, the immortal ones of Maat cherished, of the phenomenon of precession, New Age order, great golden age of Maat, Hapi Asar, and to all citizens, descendants of the Nile Valley Cultural Cosmic Collective Consciousness Spirituality. O Ra Nebertesha Ra, the she and he, the mother and father of all existence, the master and possessor of light and radiation, of heat and movement. We ask that you bless us humble servants for Ankh, life being, now present. For we seek the counsel of the ancient ones and practice daily the ancient Maatian ways and ancient Maatian truths. We strive evermore to become one with thee in this world and in the existence to come. We ask that you bless us on this, the 132nd Haru after the Helical rising, 228 Haru remaining until Ubin Sba-t, Cyrus rising, Upuat, Mai Tawi, Weprin Pet Digit Heb, the 24th Haru, the 4th Abet, the 3rd Haru of Hapi, the 12th Haru, the 1st Abet, 2nd season of Aket, Renpet number 10, AFNK/ST, after founding of New Kemet, Naga Kemet, Kem West, Samai Tawi, phenomenon of precession, New Age order, Great Golden Age of Ma'at Hapi Asar, Renpet number 10. We ask that you bless our families and friends and all those of us who gather together to worship in your most holy, sacred, and glorious ancient Tamarian name of Ra Nebertesha Ra. For in the art of seeking you, there is much comfort. So as it is spoken, so let it be written. So let it be done, so shall it be, for now and forever forward. Ra Nebertesha Ra, Panatara Pu, Pamaat, Ankwaz Dejed, Ank Ujastaneb, Ubin Neferi Ker Panebu Haru Ma'ati, rising always in divine excellence with Ma'at every day, all day. Dua, dua-u.
Dua, dua, Panatapu Pamaharan was the Jeron Kujasaneb, Ubenepi Ker Panebu Haru Ma'ati, to you, my great divine Queen Mother Goddess Asma Tefnut. Your words are Macharu, true of voice. You are victorious and righteous, be great. You have commanded the cosmic forces that allow us, you, they, love Goddess protection through the daily experience upon no matter. You have performed your Hesi, your Saku, your affirmation to the ancient ones, the ancestors, and to the Patnatarus. And your words are splendid to the ears, and we say unto you, O great Queen Mother Goddess Asma Tefnut, Dua, Dua, Dua.
Dua, dua-u. Your setup okay, Seba? I seen you moving around. You good before we continue?
Yeah, I got people, when students keep texting me.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure you're good. Okay,
so I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm great. Right. I'm at care. I'm not fair. I'm excellent. I'm divine.
Very good. Okay, so as Sba-t Secret Asar has mentioned, we have some products that are new. We have some that are developing, and we're going to share a few today. We've shared some in the past, and we're going to share a few more today. Okay, so in the link, the description below, if except if you're watching on the Periscope, there are links to the accounts that we're going to talk about today. So we're speaking about the Amazon account, and on Amazon we now have the calendar available for order. So it's not only available on Etsy, it's also available on Amazon. We have it available on the United States website for Etsy. We also have it available on the Canada account and Mexico. We have pending European countries such as Italy, Spain, Germany, the UK. We have and then we have Asia and Africa countries pending as well, those accounts. And there are, I think, 13 accounts that are pending. So you can purchase your calendar now, not only on Etsy, not only through PayPal, not only through PtahOriginals.com with Sba-t Secret Asar, and we have other global distributors such as Sidereal Web and Ptah and
Kwame. And Siba Kwame.
Oh, and Siba Kwame. Kwame Amen Minro. Minra Kimbro.
Yes.
Okay. And Siba Duncan G.
Yes.
Everybody? Okay. Okay. So, all right. So we have that product that is available. We also have available on Kindle now, the calendar. It is available in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, and the countries in Europe that I mentioned before. If I need to name the countries, I can do that. I get my paper out. We also have a smaller edition of the calendar, and it's available, and it will print directly from Amazon and be shipped to you directly from Amazon. In this smaller version, we have named it the atomic size. And being a Sba or Sba-t of Teshapara, you know, with this atomic, there's going to be subatomic. So we have the subatomic calendar here, and the smaller one is called the atomic size. And Sba-t Secret Asar definitely will be speaking more on these products. I'm just sharing a brief overview with you. In that calendar, here's a picture. In that calendar, in the back, we have ad space available for sale. And we already, when you see it, when you purchase this calendar, you'll see the ad space there. And there are businesses here. This is the front and back cover of that calendar. So there are businesses that are advertised back there. And one of them I'm going to share here. Her name is Shari Berry. And she has an art studio, and you can go to her website and learn more about her. And she definitely has a commercial on Crumb TV as well on his platform. So, and she's also been in a broadcast on Crumb's platforms as well as my own. So this is her website, and this is her her bestsellers page. And so you can see her art here, and she has the template where you can try out the art on your wall in your home. So you have the live preview, the augmented reality, and the wall preview options. And she also has shungite. She has shungite in her paintings, some of them, and they're called the Shari shungites. So this is just some of her art. And again, there are others of us that are on the advertising page in the back of this calendar, but you are mostly aware of us, so I'm not going to mention us. But in brief, Kim West, his intro is what played in the beginning of the video. So if you weren't here, I'm going to play a small clip of it so you can see some of his work.
SEP-TEP, SEP-TEP, dua, 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 ooh. Zodiac, Ravech, Immortality. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families. My Naga, Shamsarus, Nasupitis, Sba-t, Mutratats, the Immortal.
So that's a clip, and we'll share it at the end of this broadcast as well. So if you want to see the intro in full, then stay around and watch till the end of the video, and you'll see it as we leave here today. Seba, is there something else I should mention that I'm not speaking on right now, or anything you want to share?
Oh, you spoke on many things. Before you go into the people, first people who have tuned in, I'd like to say I spent the last 55 years of my life dedicated to bringing back our cosmic time, and it has been my divine duty to spread this. Ipeteru, Shabitem Tuaru, Bamaat, Ipet means to measure, Heru means day. It's one form of saying calendar which the Khemetic community uses, such as Riketia Men, Mepmudishi, Ptah, Kaba Kamini, and so on and so forth. We call it the Teshapara, Shabit and Tuaru, Bamaat. The Shabit is the shadow. Shabit and the Twa is the star, and Heru is the light. And Pamaat means in accordance to the sacred doctrines of Maat. I would like to say that I spent the last 55 years of my life dedicated to presenting this calendar to you. And I am honored to be in the presence of the great Queen Mother Goddess who has brought this to fruition, where she now has the calendar available globally, all over the world. All you have to do is go to Amazon and Kindle, the same way you buy them phony old Christmas presents and every other phony thing that you buy for your phoniness within this Gregorian Hellenistic paradigm, doctrines of inhumanity. Take some of that time into the realness and touch that button and purchase a calendar. We have the pocket size, which is called the atomic size, and we have the subatomic size, which is the large size here. The one here is dedicated to the 2020-2021 edition of the Crumb TV edition. This is the Crumb TV edition also. And you can order these calendars right now. If not for yourself, order it for your families and for your friends, for the children. We have the pocket size. It goes in your pocket on your car or your desktop. But have one, buy one, take to work with you while you're at the plantation so that you can remember who you are. And we're going to discuss a lot of things to bring you back into the first frequency today. I just wanted to bring that mention and bless you, give the blessings to my great divine Queen Mother Goddess for allowing me in my journey to make some of my dreams come true. And she brought this into fruition by making this available to every Naga Shemsaru, any melanated person upon this planet can now, because there's a Kindle and there's an Amazon and right next door to you. So just touch that button on the link, the subscription below, and order your calendars today. Even though our year began our year began 132 years ago, as we just told you in the Hesi. Today is the 132nd day of the year, meaning 132 days ago, the star and the sun, Ra and Sba-t, Osiris, rose together on the 30th parallel on the Nilotic meridian. And this indicates scientifically and mathematically, and with your cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, that our earth is made one complete revolution of the sun. This is how our ancestors told time. This is how we teach you how to tell time, through the cosmic forces that allow you love, guidance, protection, through the daily experiences upon the matter. Of course, this is the magnetic lift for Sba-t right there. So that was 132 days ago, which means that there are 228 days remaining. So you still got 228 days remaining. So purchase that calendar today and make sure that you acquire this ability to experience the phenomenon of being. For how else would you know how to know? Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here? And where am I going? We are going to expand upon this within our dialogue, within the narrative of the ZEP-TEPII, but I'll send it back to you at this moment, my great Queen Mother Goddess, Asma-tep,
Dua, Ptah, secret start. Also, with those of you who are not familiar with the purchase of your calendar, you will receive the PDF copy of the Cosmic Egg, aka the Primeval Germ, a journey of 59 plus 21 zeros by Richard Bruce Wallace. You will also receive an MP3 to complement the use of your calendar. And on the so the calendars are $25. Right now on Amazon it's $24.99 and shipping is free. On the Etsy account there is shipping cost, and right now on Amazon shipping is free.
And you also receive a MP3 recording of the translation breakdown of dynamics and dimensions of the ancient Asarian Khemetic solar civil calendar that also comes with your purchase for free.
Yes. And for those of you who are not familiar, and you're probably wondering what we're speaking about. You'll hear more about it later. But here I have some what's it called, reviews from some of the Etsy users, and this is some of their feedback on receiving the calendar. And Sasha, she left a comment. Amazing communication, speedy delivery. Calendar is beautiful, put together by this king. Speaking of Sba-t-Ptah, Secret Asar, I am very happy and loving spending black. Phoebe says, she's from England. She's in the UK. She says, amazing calendar, recommend to everyone. And Doll says, excellence, I love it. Shipping and service was great. Highly recommended. So just something for those of you who have not yet purchased your calendar to be aware of, that you will receive it. You will receive it timely, and the quality is great. There is a lot of information in here. And when you receive your PDF and MP3 by email, you will also receive the information that links you to these classes that teaches you how to use these calendars, how to read them, and the legend on the back, how to interpret the calendar. So that is not just sitting in your drawer or a closet or collecting dust somewhere, that you actually this to you and take that Gregorian calendar off of your wall. Sba,
yes, yes. So this is a practical calendar. It's a 3-in-1 calendar, and I also superimposed the Gregorian calendar right on top of this calendar, our calendar, because the Gregorian calendar is nothing but a plagiarized version of our African calendar anyways. So I made it a practical living calendar. And if you look to, here it is, the 4th month of Men. You go down 3 registers, then you move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will bring you up to the Hapi, the 3rd day of Hapi, and you'll see it'll say December the 3rd, Thursday, December the 3rd. So the Gregorian calendar is denoted right on top of this calendar to make it a practical calendar, because, you know, people say, yo, Ptah, 9 days in a week. Listen, I get paid on the 7th day. I mean, the calendar isn't good for anything for you other than payday. You know, what day do I get paid? Wednesday, I'm getting over the hump. You don't have no type of spiritual reference to this Gregorian calendar. It is used to bring about your demise. Every aspect of the Gregorian calendar was designed specifically, insidiously, with an evil intent to bring you into mental, physical, spiritual, subjugated slavery. And so, in everything you celebrate on that calendar, especially the days of commemoration or the holidays, are designed to bring about your demise in an untimely manner, such as Thanksgiving. You're going to sit there eating all that turkey, everything that's going to kill you. You're going to stay. Christmas is to kill you. Everything is going to, your eating is going to, everything on this calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is there to bring about your demise. And most specifically, they stole your birthday. You think that that day on that Gregorian calendar is your birthday. It's not even your birthday. These are my scholar teachers, students, my students I'm speaking to, and anyone else who has an eye to ear, an eye to see, an ear to hear, and an understanding heart. Because you have eyes, but you're blind because you don't see with your inner ear eye. You're deaf because you don't hear with your inner ear. You speak, but you're mute because you do not speak the cosmic breath, the divine revelation, the proper frequencies in order for you to communicate with the cosmic forces. And you're not walking with Maat in your Ha'at, because you understand, if you're a scholar, if you have any type of scholarship, every theologian knows that these days were designed to bring about your demise. They have nothing in relationship to you. And then the chronological sequence, the mathematical equation. We're going to relate this conversation to you, and as we go on within this dialogue and the narrative, we're going to teach you primordial temple discipline. We're going to teach you how to triangulate, how to relate your sacred science with your divine math, and then to bring it to your cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, because we have no religion. Religion is used to control you. We're going to bring you back to first frequency specifically, then add astrology and astronomy, to give you absolute accountability and star validation. Also, we're going to add the Medunetta to give you the proper resonance and sound to produce these frequencies. And so you would understand that mathematically, at January the 1st, 2020, hypothetically speaking, on a fraudulent Gregorian chronological timeline. If it's on a Monday, then 2021 is on a Tuesday, 2022 is on a Wednesday, 2023 is on a Thursday, 2024 is on a Friday, and then 2025, there was a leap year 2024, so that's going to be on a Sunday, and that's just called a perpetual calendar. Our calendar is perennial. All we know is Greek and Latin. Perpetual means to perpetuate, means to continuous. It means a continuous. And then perennial means fixed. Our solar civil lunar calendar is perennial if we're using scholarship words such as Latin and Greek, because that's all we know until we teach the Medunetta. And so now 7 years pass by as you're on this Gregorian calendar, and the star that was in the sky at your birthday is no longer there. So they stole your birthday, the star of your birthday at your birth. And for you to continue to have this Gregorian calendar on your wall shows the level of conditioning of this mental, physical, spiritual, subjugated slavery. It's called PTSS, post-traumatic slave syndrome, and it's generational trauma. And we're not receiving no type of treatment for this. Today, you're going to receive your treatment. Today, you'll have your first day. Today, you'll have your first day. Today, you receive your divine revelation within the Nagaship. And this revelation begins right after the Queen Mother Goddess continues with her introduction.
Dua Usiba. Right now, I am addressing, we have master students here. We are also, again, streaming to our Humble Brother Crumb's platform, Branch of Knowledge. So, of course, we have master students in the building. And as Brother Crumb would ask you all, comment, like, share, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, as he puts it. We're going to address those that are here. He calls it the trifecta. What's he call it? The trifecta? What did he say? The first three in the room. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's move on. It'll come. L Moore, Brother L Moore, Sba from Facebook speaks peace. Of course, this is the universal humanitarian himself. Peace to you, El Moore. Dua Dua. We have Cherie Reed, El Messiah Code here, another great supporter of Crumb TV and also my platform. And I appreciate you being here today. Dua Dua. All that love sending this way from YouTube. And also Quantiera Hughes from YouTube, speaking peace to the family and love as well. Peace to you. Dua Dua. We appreciate you being here. Sba, Ptah Secret Star. Could you do the next few for me, please?
The next few people who you know, Queen Mother Goddess, you know I am blind. I can't see. I am not the person to ask for that, Queen Mother. I cannot see that. That range is too small.
Okay, from Facebook, because I didn't want to say this name wrong.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Ankra Ptah Sanu.
Okay, I said it right. Very good. Speaks Ankswaz Seneb from Facebook. Dua Dua. We also have Ray Sawyer from YouTube, sending Hotep peace to you as well. Sba, Hotep, Dua Dua. We have Anouk Haru Kushnaga here from Facebook. Definitely Dua Dua to you, Sba, speaking gratitude to the family from Facebook. We have Kevin Anderson here and requesting that Sba continues to teach us, and he will. Definitely, he'll deliver that to you. We speak Dua Dua. Peace to you, Sba from YouTube. And I have my sharer here, Abdiel Ben Levi El, the Emperor, the himself, Sba. He says, like, share, and subscribe. He is also a supporter of the Crumb TV platforms, plural. So it's Crumb TV on YouTube, and Crumb also has his Branch of Knowledge channel on YouTube. And my sharer is sending this and his peace and greetings from YouTube. John Johnson from YouTube speaks love, light, and peace to the fam. Dua to you, Sba. I appreciate you being here. He's a master student, and a lot of you I know from Crumb TV's platform where I first appeared, so I appreciate you being here to continue to support. Ptah Secret Asar, as all the master students know, appeared on Crumb TV before me, so I appreciate the link. I appreciate the opportunity to know Sba Ptah Secret Asar and to be a student of Tesha and in Tesha Anuk. Anuk means I am. Ast Maat Tefnut. A lot of you know me as Joy Allen. When it comes to Tesha Anuk Ast Maat Tefnut. And to Edgar Sba, Edgar McLemore from YouTube, speaking peace and love always. And we speak peace to you. Dua Sba. Now, I mentioned Kindle earlier. The ancient Khemetic Rasaurian calendar is available on Kindle. It is $19.99 on Kindle. So it costs a little less if you have a Kindle to get your calendar. Otherwise, it's going to cost you $25. And on Amazon, there is no shipping cost right now. This Kindle is available in the United Kingdom. It's available here in the United States. It's also available in Germany and France, Spain, Italy, the Netherlands, Japan, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, Australia, and India. And that's all I have for now. Sba Ptah, if you would continue.
Dua panata papaman the jet on kujan sene bubna pikir pandapuru maati to the Ramech. The Ramech in Medunetta means the family. And to the family, I mean the first families. And when I say the first family, I mean those of us who are here in the flesh as we transition from the great golden age of Asar, which you know as Aquarius, from the great golden age of Pisces, which we know in Medunetta as Uncle Set. We are living in two great ages right now. This is called the Golden Lotus. And the Golden Lotus only opens every 26,000 years. And you are here right now experiencing this transition. And so I would like to say we usually have a challenge, $1, $5 challenge for you to donate to the Queen Mother Goddess. But the challenge today is for everyone to buy on Etsy, on Kindle, or on Amazon a one solar civil lunar calendar, one ancient Rasaurian Khemetic solar civil lunar calendar in the numerological star timeline, or one atomic version, the small version, or buy a couple for your family. Spend some of that money black. That's right. We back, and we black, and we black, and we back. So let's get black, and let us get back to it right now. I want everybody to get out their pencils and pen, because I am not here to entertain you. I'm not here to babysit, and I'm sure not here to take your temperature. I'm here to give you back your divine birthright of immortality. And to receive this divine birthright of immortality, first you must release yourself, then you must seek out yourself, overcome the sensation of weightlessness, embrace Maat within yourself, then you will desire to acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being. We say this because all we're doing is mimicking, imaging that which to create themselves. I say themselves because the Queen Mother, I usually say himself, but our creator is androgynous. Our creator has the feminine and the masculine principles embodied within him, them. So when you hear me say them, I mean he, she, which I'm trying to correct myself daily because the Queen Mother Goddess and her feminine energy forces me to speak my truer voice. So today's topic of discussion will be the ZEP-TEPII, which means ZEP-TEPII. ZEP with the Z, P means first, and TEPI means time. But that's how the scholars pronounce it. In the Khemetic community, they use the S, SEP, SEP-TEPII. SEP means first, TEPI means Ra, such as in Ptolemy the First's name when he calls himself Ptolemy the First, Soter, Serapi, SEP-TEPII Ra, Mary Amen. He calls himself SEP-TEPII Ra. SEP-TEPII Ra means first chosen of Ra. If you would just Google in your scholarship with another wireless device, Ptolemy the First, you'll see Soter, Serapi, SEP-TEPII Ra, Mary Amen. Just so that you can see how they corrupt the etymology continuously so that you do not produce the proper frequency. But in order for you to have your first day and for us to continue with this narrative of the ZEP-TEPII, you have to understand your first 3 lines of cosmic defense. Your first line of cosmic defense is the Hesi, the Saku, the affirmation, which we performed, me and the Queen Mother performed our Hesi, our Saku, at the beginning of this broadcast. This attunes you to these cosmic forces, pays tributes to the ancestors, the ancient ones, and to the Ptah, which are the gods and goddesses. And the only way that you can do this, you cannot do that with this Ashe, Ashe, and Namaste, Namaste. Take that Ashe and Namaste and throw it out the window. It's coming from India, and that's already been corrupted. Ptolemy, Alexander has already been over there 4,000 years ago. He's 3,000 years ago. He's been over there, and he crossed the whole Europe and into Africa, and he Hellenized the world. It's called the Hellenistic Paradigm Doctrines of Ancient Humanity for you young master teachers, students who understand this, and those who don't, please Google it. So anything that comes from over there, the etymology has been corrupted. Anything you learned in school is corrupted. Everything has been corrupted. So you have to go back into the primordial states of our vernacular and etymology to understand the proper frequencies and phonetic value in which you must produce to summon these Neteru. And so the second line of cosmic defense is the livid. There's no sense of me even talking to you. If you eat meat today, you ate that turkey on Thanksgiving, you're already on your way to a Hellenistic oblivion. That means that you are a small instrument under higher management, headed expeditiously to a Hellenistic oblivion in an untimely manner, but expeditiously, because in the stomach is the key to salvation, which is in the book, The Cosmic Egg, aka The Primeval Germ, a journey of 59 plus 21 zeros, the path to immortality. The food that you eat should be as the air that you breathe, in with the good, out with the bad. Stop eating that flesh. Stop eating that man's food. You're already going to have these sicknesses, and which is already compounded with these new viruses. You're not going to make it. You might as well. You're not going to make it. So let me just introduce the first level of immortality is the livid. The food you eat should be as the air you breathe, and with the good, out with the bad. Rule number 1 is there's only 5 rules, 5 simple cultural, cosmic, collective consciousness, spirituality, laws in the order of existence. There's 5 rules. Eat only of the seed is number 1. If it doesn't have a seed, don't put it in your mouth. How hard is this? If it doesn't have a seed, don't put it in your mouth. The only thing you put in your mouth that doesn't have a seed is water, and of course your mother's nipple. Don't forget your mother's nipple, water, and the seed. Rule number 2 is never eat and drink at the same time. Do not mix your solids with your liquids. When you do, you create an acidy brew. This acidy brew creates the bloating effect. That's why everybody is blowing up sideways like a donut. Your big gap underneath your neck. All the men are losing their hair because your hair follicles are burning out because you're eating improperly. You're not eating in a Maatian way. Rule number 2 is never eat and drink at the same time. Simply because when you eat the solids, and you wait 45 minutes for a novus, and you'll feel the stomach go, boom. That means all the solids went into the large intestine. Now you drink, and the liquids go into the small intestine. The large intestine goes out your stool. The small intestine, you urinate. Okay, it's very simple. Rule number 3, eat as the table earth prepares the food, which means from the earth, from the vine, or from the tree. It's only coming from 3 places. Unless UNICEF is dropping things out of a parachute from a plane, which I'm not eating that food. Anything they're dropping out to you, to believe me, they're going to kill you with it. But if it's not coming from the tree, the vine, or the ground, do not eat it. Rule number 3 is eat as the table earth prepares the food, from the ground, from the vine, or from the tree. Rule number 4 is never eat to your fill, meaning don't glut yourself. Don't overeat. Don't eat everything in the room. Save some food for somebody else. Stop eating everything in the room. That means don't overeat, don't glut yourself, because you shut the body down. I know, you know how you wake up at night. You wake up at night, that 11 o'clock call. Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom, baby. The bathroom's to the left, but you went to the right, to the kitchen. You know, I've done it too. There's nothing, you know, I'm just as human as everybody else. I've made that left turn to the kitchen and not to the bathroom, okay, years ago. And rule number 5 is to fast occasionally. For certain periods of the year, you must fast to cleanse, purify, detox the body of the impurities in which you've already contaminated it. And what we do is we fast during the Sba-t-TEP, Maat, through the solstices, the equinox, the solstices, the full moons, and the solar and lunar eclipse. Very simple. Now you're on your way. This is the path. Many knock on the door, but only a few may enter the house of Maat. This is the house of truth. And what we're going to speak about is this house of Maat. And so I wanted to use a phrase, but I'll save it for another show. And so now we're going to discuss the ZEP-TEPII, the origins of existence and the creation and development of the universe through a symbolic tour. We're going to have the Queen Mother Goddess use the schematics and PowerPoints as we navigate you and on your quest, journey, and voyage of immortality. But to begin the quest for immortality, in order to know who, what, where you are, you must know the origins of your existence. So remember, we're going to triangulate this scientifically, mathematically, and with your cultural, cosmic, collective, spirituality, astrology, and astronomy, to have absolute accountability and style validation. Because definitive answers require definitive explanations, and style validation. So let us begin. Remember, we're going to work this mathematically, scientifically, with your cultural, cosmic, collective, conscious, spirituality. And we're going to triangulate. Remember, always triangulation. If you cannot triangulate what I'm saying to you, then what I'm saying to you isn't true. And you know when it's true because you'll feel it. You'll feel a little buzz right behind your 2 ears underneath that cranium. You feel something tingle. That's your pineal gland. It's discrete fluids. And if you feel some goosebumps running down your back, ooh, them are goosebumps. Them are your chakras, okay? These are the receipts, because we're on Crumb TV. Crumb TV demands that you bring receipts. We're going to bring you the receipts, but our receipts are first frequency specifically, which will be generic. It'll be so generic, you'll just feel the vibration, because everything I'm going to tell you right now, you already know. It's just that you have a bad case of memory loss. You have a bad case, which is the best time to fast. I was on a preparation for my next one. Best time to fast is during the times of the Sba-t-TEP. In order for you to frequentize yourself scientifically, mathematically, with your cultural, cosmic, spirituality, as I said, triangulation with astrology and astronomy. You want to be in tune with the stars. You want to be in tune with the sacred science, the divine math, and your cultural, cosmic, spirituality. And during the Medunetta, during your fasting, you want to produce the Medunetta in order to receive this divine inspiration. But in simple terms, you want to do this during, like on the Gregorian calendar coming up, you have December 21st will be the winter solstice. So you want to perform this during the solstices, the summer and winter solstices, or the equinox, the spring equinox, or the autumnal equinox, and during the full moons and the cycles of the moon. You have many times, many ways in order to develop your fasting in regards to your training and what level of fasting you're capable of doing. Now remember, the word fasting means to fast. Fast means nothing. So there are many levels of fasting. You can have a water fast where you just drink water all day. That's for cleansing. You'll be pure. You'll be urinating all day long. They have a fruit fast where you eat fruit all day long. and drink water. They have a juice fast. You take the fruit and you put it inside a blender. You eat a drink and you juice and you blend up your fruits. That's a juice fast. And then you have a vegetable fast. So it depends upon what type of fast you're going to be on. Fast means fast. Make believe you're in the middle of the desert. Take a journey in the desert, see how much you eat. See what you can grow out there. That's a fast, okay? But anyways, let's move on. Now that we got past the HESI, defense rule, your cosmic defense #1, and then the stomach is the key to salvation. The 5 rules of Anaga, Shemsuru, Nesubiti, Emet, Sba-t, Nudatas, the immortal ones of Maat, the 5 rules. You know the 5 rules already. And the 3rd line of defense is to acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being. In order to do this, this is part of the ZEP-TEPII. In order to reach this part, to understand how to acquire this ability to experience the phenomenon of being, is which the creator duplicated in order for the creator to separate themselves or him or herself from this primeval ocean of nothingness, in which everything is, was, and shall be is contained. The creator first had to release themselves, because energy that is collected, absorbed, and then stored must be released. And at this moment, when this energy is contained and stored and collected, within its capacity, it overcapacitated and had to be released. It was at this time that the creator spoke his name, but we're going to get there. Let me get you up there. If you was one of my students in my teachings, we have classes every Tuesdays and Fridays, I can break you right in, but we can come in through the back door, front door, side door, whatever it is with my students. But for those laymen or those scholars who are just being first introduced to this, let me break it down to you through the cosmic forces that allow you love, guidance, and protection through the daily experience of fundamental matter, which is matter, the elements, the neturus. So we are products of the stars. We come from the stars. And to understand the stars is to understand our sun, Ra. So let's begin with understanding who Ra is, and then we can move our way through matter, and then through the creation of matter into the ZEP-TEPII, through our ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors' doctrines of self-creation, which will be related to you through the pyramid text, through the mastaba text, then the pyramid text, then the coffin text. Then we'll use the Anu text. We'll even use the Shabaka stone. We'll use the Khemetic. We can use all these texts, the Book of Overthrowing Pepi and knowing the evolutions of Ra, Nebetesha Ra. Because when it comes to our spirituality, the teachers got it all wrong. I'm from Tesha Para. I was born in the temple. And I've asked all the teachers today, who do you believe in? The Jews who know who they believe in. The Christians know who they believe in. The Hebrewites, they know who they believe in. All them Abrahamic ideology, that foolishness of monotheism. But if you ask somebody within our African cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, it's always the spookism. We always got to go back to why does our spirituality got to be spookism? Because they're all Hotep pimps. They don't know. Even the Egyptologists, they knew of Nebetesha. They know who Nebetesha is. We call the creator Ra, Nebetesha Ra. Because Nebetesha means Neb means Lord, Tesha means holy. There's a picture that I created over 40 years ago. I used a compilation of the 4 attributes of manifestation of Ra, Nebetesha Ra, with the 4 self-created ones. And these self-created ones were Temu and Medunetta. Temu means to think. Temu means thought. Temu means to plan. Temu and Medunetta is equated to mentalism. And so in our cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, we know Temu to be to think, thought, plan, and is equated to mentalism. Now we must triangulate it to that sacred science. So we must relate it to the 4 primordial field forces. These 4 primordial field forces are electromagnetism, weak force, strong force, and gravity. So you have Temu in the top left, Ptah in the bottom right, Amen in the upper right, and Kepra is in the bottom left. So you have the electromagnetism would be Temu, Ptah would be the strong force, Amen would be the primordial mound or gravity, and Keppel would be the weak force, because Ptah and Medunetta means the door. Ptah means to open. Ptah means he or she who opens. And then Amen means the hidden one, which means the primordial mound, which becomes gravity. Because in the pyramid text, the creator said, I found no place upon which I could stand. And so when all these other forces were contained within this inner verse, some of the energy that was not absorbed inwards was released outward beyond the gamma ring, and upon embracing interference became atomic energy, or black holes, dark body radiations, or galaxies. This is kept.
Right quick, you spoke of gamma. Can you share with that's how that's related to the green in the background also?
Yeah. Yes, the gamma exists within the inner verse. The inner verse is where subatomic emissions first emanated within the universe. It is the source of primordial energy, and its color is green, which is subatomic. So within the color spectrum, you have atomic colors, which we're going to go into this. I'm going to bring us back down to earth in a second. But I know we have a class here of master student teachers who can absorb this energy. So I'm bing, bing, bing. I'm hitting you scientifically, mathematically, with your cultural cosmic. So if they wanted to find you today, they would triangulate you. They triangulate you off these telephone poles with your phone, and they know exactly where you're at. They're using our own knowledge against us. Okay, we're going to use this knowledge to try. This is metaphysics also. Anybody that doesn't know what metaphysics means, it means to triangulate on a cosmic level. So when you hear people talking all this analogies and cosmic metaphors and this esoteric and esoterical knowledge, and they keep blowing these smoke and mirrors at you, where, yeah, that sounded great. I mean, that was groovy. It was a heavy discussion, but what did it mean? So if you cannot applicate it and understand it within your daily being, then you just been hustled, okay? And most black people, teachers, are hustling us black people every day, okay? We can start simply with the Epetaru, which we're going to come back to this now. So what we're going to understand is time. Let's break down time. So we come from the stars, we shall return to the stars. Who am I is the first question. Where do I come from? Why am I here? And where am I going? Now I can break that down real quick for you as, who am I? I am a Shemsu. I am a Shemsu Heru. I am born from one of the 4 children of Heru, who was born from Heru and Heru, who was born from Asar and As, who was born from Seb and Nut. Seb is the earth, Nut in the sky, who was born from Shu and Tepnu, who was born from the direct issue of Ra Never Teshuvah. Who am I? Where do I come from? I come from the direct issue of Ra Never Teshuvah. Why am I here? I am here to acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being. And where am I going? I am going to be Ra-born, Ra-nu, as a star, expanding with the universe forever and ever. Ra Never Teshuvah. So, as we begin to understand, now we know we are from the stars. Yes, Queen Mother.
You mentioned the Shemsa Harus. Being a Sba-t, a student of Teshuvah, I know there are 2 types of people. There's the Shemsa Harus and the Shemsu Sets. Could you talk to us about that before you continue?
Yes, absolutely. We must add that into the dialogue. So we're all black people. We're all melanated. But there are only 2 types of people on this planet. You're either a Shemsu Haru or a Shemsu Set. Now, I am a Shemsu Haru. I was born from the direct loins of Heru, who Heru gave birth, but Heru gave birth to the Shemsu Harus, and I am from one of the 4 tribes of the 4 children of Heru, that which makes me a Shemsu Haru. Shemsu in Medunetta means a follower of. Shemsu in Medunetta means a child of. A Shemsu in Medunetta means a descendant of. So in order to bring the receipts that Crumb TV demands that I bring for you scholars, just Google with your extra wireless device, Google primordial cartouches, a cartouche. Caartouche, cartouche, which is what the French called a chenou. A chenou is an oblong circle with a line in which the nobilities or the suits of the Khemetic wrote their names in. And they're called chenous in the late dynasties or the late periods. I hate to use that word dynasty. But in the early times during the mastaba texts and the pyramid texts, they were called sherets. S-E-R-K-H-T, sherets. A sheret is an oblong box. As a matter of fact, if you open up your Sba-t-TEP, the sherets are here denoting the beginning and ending of the Gregorian calendar. So when you look at your Sba-t-TEP, your ancient Rasaurian, Khemetic, solar system, lunar calendar, and the meteorological star timeline, when you see the sherets, you will see the names of the Gregorian months. On these sherets, see on the top of the sheret, there's a Heru there. So that is a Shemsu Heru. But there are also sherets that has the picture of Uncle Set on there. So that means that Nesubiti, which means king or as a pharaoh, was a follower of Uncle Set. So, he's still my brother. It's just I'm not hanging out with him. You have that uncle you can't bring to the house because he's a pedophile, a feverfire, you got crack cocaine, you got heroin. He's trying to give that shit to the children. He's trying to touch on his children. You can't bring that uncle around you. Well, that's what Uncle Set is. However, Uncle Set is also a mathematical equation. He's part of the cosmic family, so we can't leave it. We can't move and do without him, or the mathematical equation will be corrupted. So we must follow these cosmic rules of Maat, for even Uncle Set must follow these rules. So we're at the beginning now of talking about time.
Sba, while you drink your water, I want to share this with everyone because being a master student as well, I know that we have our pens, our pencil, we have our writing instruments out on our paper. Sba Ptah Secret Sar is mentioned in the Ipet Haru Shabit M2 Haru Pamaat. That is the bottom line down here in this poem. So for those of you that may want to write this down, it's the bottom line in the poem. This the Prophecy States poem that he read earlier. You'll write it down. That's the spelling here. And Sba Ptah Secret Sar will be back. He stepped out away for a moment. I'm gonna continue here for him instead. Give me a few moments. Okay. Let's see, where was he at? Okay, so Sba was talking about the calendar, and I know he would also reference the calendar that so Sba Ptah Secret Sar mentions being Hellenized and lobotomized. And this is an example of the 3 seasons of the Khemetic calendar, and what they will portray is the reality, and it's not. And he is back. A few moments.
Yes. Okay. I apologize. They had the animals in the basement, injured humanity.
I have it.
They just don't know. I said, listen, can you keep the noise down, please? Okay. So here we are. Here we are with the Khemetic. Please leave that up there, Queen Mother Goddess. And the other one, put the other one up there with the whole schematics of the hours, the days, and so on and so on. Oh, let's leave this one here first. Leave this one here first.
Okay.
Here's the Khemetic community that told me I'm no longer allowed within the Khemetic community. I've been ostracized. My name has been defamed. I've been character assassinated, but it didn't make me no difference because I'm from the Tesha Parao. I was alone at this time. There was none of this with me. That I in the beginnings of time, which began when I issued forth my name and came into being. Please put that schematic back up. Thank you very much. Now, they say that their Khemetic calendar has 12 months of 30 days each and has 3 seasons. Each season has 4 months. Each month has 30 days. So that's 120, 120, 120. That's 360 days. And they are correct. I never said they wasn't correct. But that is a lunar cycle calendar. That is a civil calendar. That is an agricultural calendar. What part of this equation aren't they getting? So some of your teachers are suffering from PTSS, post-traumatic slave syndrome. Some of your teachers, I'm not going to mention no names. I'm not going to be the rat, because I've been to prison. I know rats don't last too long, okay? But in a moment, I'm getting ready to bring all your teachers up into the presence of Maat, because they have not acknowledged to. So I'm bringing this information to the Ramet, to the family. They don't think the family can count. They actually think that you're stupid and you cannot count. Every calendar on the face of this planet has 30 days in a month. So this means that this is an agricultural calendar. And if you perpetuate yourself under a 30-day calendar, 30-day month calendar, that means all you can do is grow crops. You disconnected yourself to the cosmic forces that allow you love, guidance, protection through the daily experience of ponderable matter, or simply the phenomenon of precession. So our Ipetiru, our solar sidereal, ours is solar, sidereal, and lunar. Okay, and this makes it so that now you have tethered yourself to the cosmic environment. So now let's just examine this phony, fraudulent, insidious. This is an evil. This is an evil calendar. This calendar is the same calendar that was given to you by Ptolemy the First, Soter, Serapis, SEP-TEPII, Mary-Amen, and your Khemetic teachers are still following this stupid, insidious Khemetic calendar today. Now, for example, read the Medunetta, bring the receipts. That's a lot of talk I just did. I'm not trying to digress, but I'm getting tired of this. Okay, they will not come to the Museum of the Afro-American. They will not come to the tomb room of the Royal Burial Chamber, tomb room of the Sba-t at 300 Wall-Renenut Ave, the Museum of the National Center of Afro-American Artists, where I reconstructed the Royal Burial Chamber of Sba-t, the Sba-t 30 years ago. I've been studying for more than 55 years. Now, all these new little young teachers who claim to be great teachers that don't know how to count, that don't know that there's 9 days in a week. Everybody knows, everybody on the planet knows there's 9 days in a week, except for black people. It's crazy. So I'm bringing information to the Ramet, to the people, and let the people bring these teachers before the council. Now, how do you know there's 9 days in a week? Simple. Just Google calendar reform. First calendar reform. 754 AUC is Arbor Becodita. Eratosity the Riscus. We went through this whole thing. This is episode 12 here, family. Episode 12. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to babysit you. And I'm not here to take your temperature. Do your due diligence. So first calendar reform is 30 days in every calendar, which means that here's the mathematical equation that nobody seems to be getting. Your teacher doesn't get. So this is why the word teacher in Medunetta means Sba, the 30-day Gregorian calendar. Right, it's a Gregorian. Any calendar on the planet that has 30 days is an evil, insidious calendar designed specifically to keep black people asleep. So here's your teacher telling you that you have a 30-day calendar. That's called contraband. Contraband is black people conditioning other black people into mental, physical, spiritual, subjugated slavery. So this whole vicious cycle continue on for another 4 to 20,000 years. The buck stops here. It stops right here. I dedicated my life to revealing this information. It's nothing. Like I said, the sacred math, the divine science, and our cultural cosmic. Let's triangulate it. Let's triangulate it, everybody. Let's keep triangulation. So we know that every 130 years, please write this down. Every 130 years, one unearned day is added to the calendar. I repeat that. Let me reiterate. Every 130 years, one unearned day is added to the lunar cycle calendar. So you're not going to see it in your lifetime, and your child is not going to see it, and your next descendant is not going to see it. But 500 years down the line, the sun doesn't line up with the spring equinox. And if you let it drift for another 500 years, that means that when you plant the seed during the spring equinox, the crops aren't going to grow. So the population, they're so busy gorging themselves on enslaving us and imprisoning our females and stealing all the oil and all the resources in the land. And they're so busy having orgies and festivals and happy times for 500 years. And then all of a sudden, the crops didn't grow. Somebody said, well, why didn't the crops grow? Because they forgot about the 30-day calendar, the 30-day month calendar, every 130 years, one unearned day is added to the calendar. So, hence, calendar reforms. Second calendar reform is the decree of Canopus 1, 2, and 3, which is Ptolemy the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. We went through this. This is episode 12, everybody. Okay? All you master students are supposed to already know this, because I'm trying to get you to the ZEP-TEPII. I can't get you to the ZEP-TEPII if you don't know how many days are in a week. Everybody on the planet knows this, that. So now, here we go. Bring back that calendar, Queen Mother Goddess. Now, you also know that on the Gregorian calendar, it's a perpetual calendar, and that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got you believing in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What does Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday mean to you, except for Sunday and Monday? Because Sunday and Monday remain African, or Tamarian, or Tanisian, or Taneferu. So now, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here's the Medunetta. Let's go back to the Medunetta. Now, in the right side of this schematic would be the seasons. And the season says Aket is the 1st month, Shemu is the 2nd month, and Pert is the 3rd month. And these Khemetic people will lay their life down on this, when Aket cannot be the 1st month, because Aket is the symbol. Does this thing live move over something? Can they see that whole Aket there without that live? They need to see the Medunetta symbol itself. Aket has a mound.
Only me and you can see that, Sba.
Oh, okay, great.
That's in the studio.
Okay, so Aket is the mound with these plants coming out of it, and then there's the circle with the line going through it is Ket, and the mound with the flowers is the determinative, or in Medunetta you have the alphabetical, you have phonetical, then you have unilateral, bilateral, trilateral, and the phonetical. The phonetical is the picture, and the determinative is part of the phonetic value, showing you exactly what it's saying. The Medunetta speaks for itself. It just stands in mute testimony. So Aket cannot be the 1st, because you cannot grow plants without water. Very simple. Now, when the star and the sun rises together on the 30th parallel, or 29 latitude, 29 longitude, 29 point, blah, 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 longitude, 29, blah, blah, blah. We call it 30-30. And when this happens, the mountain of Kilimanjaro, the snow caps on the mountain of Kilimanjaro begin to melt. And the water runs down the mountain. And it goes into the White Nile and the Blue Nile. And they come up into Ethiopia, up into Khartoum, and they become the Nile. And when they both come together as the Nile, the banks over the river overflows its banks. It's called the inundation. Show us that schematic, please, Queen Mother Goddess. And so Shemu is actually the 1st month, because the waters have to overflow its banks. It's called the inundation. It takes 60 days to inundate and 60 days to recede. That's 120 days. This is where this mathematical equation that they speak of comes into being, and they're correct. But they got the months all switched up now. They know you can't grow plants without, go outside and grow a plant without water. I mean, it's very simple. They think that we are stupid, as what our colonizers think we are. Because as long as they keep you stupid, you're going to keep paying for them classes, and you're going to be able to perpetuate. Now, that information might get you a master's teacher at a university to teach more black people to be stupid. But this is not the age of stupid. This is not the age of thinking you know or believing you know. You have to know. In order for you to know, you must understand the cosmic forces that allow you love, God's protection through their experience upon real matter. So bring back the schematic, please, Queen Mother, because I got to get through this here, because these Khemetic people got me digressing in my conversation right now. I don't even deal with the Khemetic community no more. I'm not part of the Khemetic community. All the Khemetic community is a bunch of brothers and sisters who came out of Morehouse, Spelman, all these black colleges down south back in the 60s, and was trying to find their spirituality. And they found it in 18th dynasty Kemet, Luxor of Amen-Ra. So if I was to ask one of these Khemetic people or any teacher, who do you believe in? They don't even know. They don't even know. They start doing that mumble jumble, start talking that Yoruba stuff, something in the Congo, something. They don't know. I respect the Hebrews. I respect the Ku Klux Klan more than I respect these Khemetic communities because they're all blowing smoke. All blowing smoke on my people. And right now, we're at war. I got mothers crying. I got babies dying. They're dropping bombs. They're dropping viruses. And we are on a limited time right now, unless we understand exactly who we are, where we came from, why we're here, where we are going. So why are they fighting me?
Stars aligning.
Right. We have mothers dying and stars aligning. So why are they fighting me over a number 9? Over a simple number? There are not 9 days a week. Everybody on the planet knows there's 9 days in a week, but stupid black people, which are your teachers, and they're suffering from PTSS. We are all suffering from PTSS. There's nothing new. We all have a dyslecticism. We all have us bipolarism. We've all eaten that man's food, so we're suffering from this. But don't claim to be a teacher and start misinformed. This is a bad receipt right there. So that's a receipt I put up there that I'm letting Crumb TV people look. That receipt is erroneous. Now the first season is Shemu, and for 120 days, the 60 days, the backwater, when the Nile overflows its banks, is the same time that the star and the sun rises together over the horizon, which indicates mathematically that our Earth has made one complete revolution of the sun. That means that's the annual orbit of the Earth around the sun, which produces the seasons and the aging process. Then we have, after the water recedes, the land turns black. That's why they got that debate. Does Kemet mean black land, black people? All that stupidity. All that debating over stupidity. It means all that and much more. It means melanin. It means it means the ZEP-TEPII, the origins of existence, the creation, and development of the universe, the blackness, the nothingness in which we go. It means a lot of things. And then so Aket means the season of growth in Meduneta. And at the bottom you have Pert. You see the house with the mouth and the T. And underneath it, they got 3 dots when it's really supposed to be 2 legs, 2 feet walking, which means to come forth. So Pert is harvest. So and then at the bottom it says Wet Ren Pet, 5 days over. They got 5 extra days left over because 120, 120, 120 adds up to 360. And we know there's 365 days in a year if you're using a Jehusian calendar or knowing the motions of the Earth. Let's move on from there. There are 3 motions of the Earth. The Earth has 3 motions. The Earth rotates on its axis 24 hours and 35 minutes in every day. That's the original calendar of mankind, because the second motion of the Earth, it revolves around the sun, 360 days. Okay, now that's under 24 hours and 35 minutes of every rotation. Now the other one, there it is right there. The Earth rotates on its axis, the first motion of they taught you this in school, but they didn't teach you the whole thing. They set you upon the path of limitations. And this is what, and they denied you your divine birthright, because if they went any further, they would have to connect back to our story. We're talking about our story now, first frequency specifically. The Earth has 3 motions. It rotates on its axis 24 hours and 35 minutes. Then it revolves around the sun 360 days. And then it's tilted 23.5 degrees from vertical, which makes it wobble. And one wobble is 26,000 years. And this connection, they tell you that. But they don't tell you that 26,000 years called the phenomenon of precession. They call it the precession of equinox. They don't connect you to the phenomenon of precession, because if they did, they have to connect you to our story. And then the mathematical equation becomes sound. Now you know there's 9 days a week. You know there's 10 months in a year. You know there's 36 days in every month. You know that there's 360 days in every year. Why is there 360 days in every year? Excuse me, Queen Mother, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let me stop and take time out for our great Queen Mother, who has made a sign to make a question. Can you hear me, Queen? Okay.
Yes, Sba, you mentioned being denied. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, so you mentioned being denied our yesterday. Could you also speak about our tomorrow and only having our today?
Exactly. So when they gave you this 30-day calendar, they severed you. They disconnected you from the cosmic environment. A lunar cycle calendar is only good for growing crops. That's why they gave it to you. They just want to feed you and to continue to Hellenize you, to make you a mental, physical, spiritual, subjugated slave. So all you got time to do is put in work at the plantation. You come home from the plantation, you eat that food, that meat, that puts you to sleep. You wake up, ding, ding, ding. It's time to go back to work, to the plantation. Then they woke you up on the Gregorian calendar. Then they woke you up on your watch, and your watch is on GMT and UTC, which is Greenwich Mean Time and Universal Time Coordinated. They got you coming and going, and you have not a clue to what's going on. Okay? Now, they stole your yesterdays. They're denying you your tomorrow. All you have is right now. This very moment is yours. So embrace it. This is the cosmic thought. This is the cosmic revelation. This is the star gospel of the self-creation of Ra-Nebuchadnezzar. This is first frequency specifically, and this is our story. So what you understand is they disconnected you from the cosmic environment, from the phenomenon of precession. The 26,000 years it takes the sun to go through each and every sign of the precession, which you know is the Zodiac. The sun has to go through each and every sign, which every sign is 2,160 years. 2 times 12 is 24, and 1 is 25. It comes out to 26,000 years to make one great year. So a common year is 360 days. But now there's 5 extra days. So let me just hook you up here. First of all, time is the movement or measurement of the light through the void of deep dark cold space from one point or distance to another. Speed 198,000 miles per second. Light is the absence of darkness, and darkness is the absence of light. Light is the giver of Ankh, life, to all things upon the terrestrial plane within the atomic domain. Ankh, life, is the consciousness and awareness of being. Ankh, life, however, is not the origins of existence and the creation and development of the universe. The light, Ra, has a mirrored reflection, which is light. Ra is atomic energy. It has a mirrored reflection, which is subatomic. Ra is the light, right? The light has a mirrored reflection, which is radiation. This is how we begin to understand our story, by breaking it down subatomically and atomically using sacred science, divine math, and our cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality. For example, if the sun, the light, shines down its radiance upon anything that has matter. Matter is in dictionary. Anything that has mass, weight, or occupies space. Okay? Anything that has matter or occupies space, if the light shines on it, it's going to create a shadow. So you ask yourself, what is that shadow? Nobody knows. It's a shadow. It's the shadow. If the sun creates the shadow, it's a shadow. A shadow, shadow, shadow. But I bet you if it got real hot, your little monkey butt will get in that shadow, that shade, to cool off. So that's the best you're going to figure out. But our ancestors knew that if the light is atomic energy and it creates a shadow, then that shadow has to be subatomic energy. So now you begin to understand the proportions, the dynamics of the dimension, geometric dynamics of the universe itself, through understanding the symbolic, esoteric and esoteric metaphorical comprehension of our ancestral teachings. So now here we go here. What is time? So if somebody asks you what is time, what is time? What is I got people tell you, time doesn't even exist. Time is a figment. They got so many stupid black people running around here. Oh, the earth is flat. They got so much stupidity that runs into your brain. If it doesn't relate organically or generically, or if it's not applicable through sacred science, divine math, and your cultural, then it's a false. It's a lie. It's smoke. It's mirrors. It's more things to dummy you down, to keep you going to these classes, to get a certificate, to become a bigger dummy. Okay, so now just break it down. What is time? We just explained time. Time is the movement or measurement of the light. So before there was the light, there was no time. Because light is the movement or measurement. Time is the movement or measurement of the light through the void of deep dark cold space from one point or distance to another. I'm trying to lead you up into the ZEP-TEPII now, but I'm trying to get you through matter. Matter is solids, liquids, and gases. Matter are the elements. Matter are nature. Matter are the neterus. So you have to understand the neterus in order to understand who I am, where I came from, why am I here, and where am I going. And so, trying to speak a little quicker right about now because we spend so much time at the beginning, and we never make it to the ZEP-TEPII in time for me to really. So I'm going to use this as an anchor, so I won't have to go through all this. We could go right into the ZEP-TEPII and break it down. We'll use the Shabaka stone, the Khemetic, the coffin text, the pyramid text, the Mastaba text, the Temple of Anu, Heliopolis text, and so on and so forth. We're going to go through all that, everybody. Just give me I just have to lay down a firm foundation because we're on Crumb TV right now. I got to show some real receipts. This is no game here. We're at war. I need my family to know. So somebody asks you what is time? Time is the movement or measurement of the light through the void of deep dark cold space from one point of distance to another. Speed? 198,000 miles per second. They thought it was 186. Einstein said it's 186,000 miles per second. But the base of the Merkur, or the Great Pyramid, measures out in pyramidal inches and sacred cubics, 198 pyramidal inches. So I'm going to use my ancestors' mathematical equation before I use Einstein. That's why if you see a discrepancy in the mathematical, you understand where that discrepancy comes from. They corrupted the variant. We know they corrupted the variant because when they was trying to hit the moon, the Russians were missing it, the Chinese were missing it, and the Americans were missing it. So somebody said, well, the Africans got this mathematical equation. Why don't we use the African mathematical equation? And the United States landed on the moon because they used the pyramidal inches from the base of the Great Pyramid. Anyways, let me continue on. So now we ask you, if time is the movement of the light, so they say, so what is the light? The light is the giver of life to all things on the terrestrial plane within the atomic domain. So now, this is why we say in our Hesi, for all those who who gather together for life and being. So we not only use the word life, Ankh, life, being, because Ankh does not mean life. We got these Khemetic people call themselves the guardians of the Ankh. I'm bringing accounts to everybody today. These phony ass people calling themselves the Khemetic people of the Ankh, of life. Ankh does not mean life. Because if you think it means life, then that means that you're a scholar. That means that you come from the school of Plato, Aristotle. Ankh does not mean life. But Ankh can show you the path through life, but it does not define itself as life. Ankh means being. Being, B-E-I-N-G. Life, light is the giver of Ankh. Life, being, to all things upon the terrestrial plane within the atomic domain. Now, what is life? Here we go. We're breaking down life now. That's what we're doing now. Let's break this down and show our receipts through our symbolic sacred teachings of our sacred ancestors, our indigenous ancestors, the Nagas, the Shemsurus, and the Sba-ts, the Hemet, Sba-t, that's the immortal ones of Maat cherished. So we know that life is the consciousness and awareness of being. Ankh, life, is the generic expression of the light that is only found in three forms: solids, liquids, and gases. Matter, the elements, nature, or the neterus. However, light has a mirrored reflection as we go on. So now that's a heavier statement. I just jumped down on the guardians of the Ankh. You know, the great people, they're learning. They just got stupid teachers. Stupid Sebas. Okay? They're what they call nice. Google the word nice. Today it means what you think it means. Before, nice meant stupid. Nice meant silly in Oxford's dictionary. They keep changing the word up. The etymology is always switched up. Anyways, Ankh means being, because the creator had to become a being in order to separate themselves from this primeval ocean of nothing. We're going to jump right into this right now. Okay, we're going to go cosmic right now, because I know I heard a few feelings there. I want to make sure I mend everybody and make sure everybody comes to terms with what I'm saying. Okay, now the primeval ocean of nothingness, as in the pyramid text, the Sba-t text, the coffin text, the Shabaka stone, the Heliopolis text, the Khemetic, it means the primeval ocean of nothingness is called Nu. They call it in science dark energy. We call it oblivion, and NASA calls it the cosmological constant. I'm only bringing up all these terms because these are all different trends of thoughts. This way, whoever you meet, somebody at NASA, you can fire them down. You fire them all down, okay? Now, this Ankh represents the primeval ocean of nothingness. And inside this ocean of nothingness exist beings of energy, thought, feeling, and non-motion. And so this ocean of nothingness, if I was to express this in our cultural, cosmic, collective consciousness, spirituality, mathematically, as we have to do our math, our science, our cultural, cosmic, collective consciousness, now we're triangulate, got to triangulate with me, family. Triangulate with me, family. If I was to express this primeval ocean of nothingness to you mathematically or numerically, I would have to use what number? Of course, 0. 0 represents nothing. So when the Greeks and the Romans saw this nothing, they saw nothing. But when we see nothing, the 0, we see everything. Because everything that is, was, that is, that shall be is contained within this primeval ocean of nothingness. And so we know that through the principles of our sacred symbolism, that energy that is collected, absorbed, and then stored must be released.
Released.
Does everybody get that? This is called universal capacitance. It's called interference. Interference is the principle or spirit that is the one constant that affects change in an ever-changing universe. It is the spirit of continuation and development. It is the force that causes change and alteration. With its presence, the universe is forced to change, alter, and rearrange. Water that is found in 3 forms, solids, liquids, and gases, are elements that bears witness to interference. Changes in nature occur at random, caused by storm, drought, or environmental relapse. Interference is all of these things. It is the reasons for the colors of light. It is the reason that radiation radiates. It is the master of death that cannot die. There is no force in the universe that is older than this. Before radiation, there was only oblivion, and the spirit of interference existed then. This spirit cannot be isolated from anything. It has something to do with everything. That's our just broke this down with some sacred science. Now let's bring it to our cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, because we have to triangulate it. If the story doesn't match to the triangulation, then somewhere it's not in balance. So in the pyramid text, which is the oldest written and spoken text on the planet, the pyramid text says that I am Anuk. I am he, she, who existed in the primeval ocean of nothingness, eons and eons of evolutions ago, before the beginnings of time. When I thought that the moment had come, I fashioned my mouth and I uttered my name as a word of power. With this power that was my birthright, I fashioned myself in forms from out of the primeval ocean of nothingness. I was alone at this time. There were none others with me then. I am the beginnings of time, which began when I took form and commanded the power. Now it came to pass that I found no place upon which I could stand. So I straightway brought forth from my own mind and thoughts the primeval mound from out of the primeval ocean of nothingness. Being that I was alone at this time, it pleased me to make others. So I went from being nature 1 to nature 3. I made these beings in the manner in which all things are made. I, Ra, Nebuchadnezzar Ra, the he, the she, the mother, father of all existence, I embraced my shadow and I grasped my member and I loved myself. I issued forth the nature shoe and I multiplied its forms millions and millions of times. I gathered a portion of the remains and I swallowed them and I spat forth Tefnut. They are my heart and soul, twins born of the same birth. And where you find the 1, you find the 3, for the 3 is of the 1 and the 1 is of the 3. Shu and Tefnut had union and gave birth to Seb, the earth, and Nut, the sky. In a similar manner, I multiplied their forms millions and millions of times. Seb and Nut had union and gave birth to the earth Netcherus. Their names are Heru, Asar, Sut, Ast, and Nebhet. Asar and Ast gave birth to Heru, and Heru gave birth to the Shemsueru. And when all this was done, and all manner of things that came into being, all manner of things that creep, crawl, fly, and crawl, and swim, I placed each and every black hole, constellation, star, planet, moon, asteroid, where they're now found together. Their movements give meanings to my works, and their movement is no drain on my powers. It is I, Ra-Nebuchadnezzar, who issued forth the order of existence. Now, this is the oldest written spoken word, written text on the planet. It's in the text of Unas, it's in the text of Pepi, in the pyramid text of Deje, of Teta, and it is over 5 million years old. They got you believing in that. This is our story now. Our story spans 5 to 10 million years. They got you believing in history, which they say is only 5,000 years old. Now, that's why they never told you about the phenomenon of precession, because you know that if the earth is tilted 23.5 degrees from vertical, which makes it wobble, and each wobble, one complete wobble is 26,000 years. That means this on the back of your ipetaru, that's the 26,000 year cycle. As you move, there's the line right here that's going this way, which represents the 23.5 degrees tilt of the earth, and the other line going this way represents the ecliptic plane in which all the constellations move across the phenomenon of precession. And it takes 2,160 years. So we just left the great golden age of they call Pisces, which we call Set, which is 2,160 years. Now we go back, now we go to zero. On a Gregorian chronological timeline, that's called AD. After Ani Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. Not after death, it means Ani Domini, the year of our Lord, of their Lord, and not my Lord, and their Lord, Jesus Christ. Some phony that never even existed. They got you believing in some guy that never even existed, because we know he didn't exist, because Ptolemy VIII in 125 BCE, Google Ptolemy VIII Christius, you'll see that the Christian religion was in full, vibrant mode 125 years before Jesus was even supposed to even be born on the Gregorian chronological timeline. So all they got is smoke and mirrors for you. That's called the theologians. All the theologians know that. All the ecclesiastic people know that. But anyways, we're going backwards now. We go back. Now, this means Pisces is 2,160 years. So we just went through the age of Pisces when we counted backwards from 2020 using this Gregorian chronological timeline. We count back to zero. That's one great age. That's 2,160 years. Now we count up. Now it comes Aries. Aries is Amen. Amen Ra is Aries. Amen Ra is the constellation of Aries. We know this because in the temple of Luxor, for you Khemetic people who just don't get it, in the temple of Luxor, they have an avenue of sphinxes with ram heads that's orientated to the spring equinox. And when the constellation of Aries came into that avenue of sphinxes, and the sun came with it, Amen became Amen Ra. So for any Khemetic person to tell me they believe in Amen Ra shows me just how retarded they are, because Amen Ra is a star date. We wrote everything in the star. It's a star code, a color code, a mathematical code. This is how our ancestors revealed information to us through the millenniums and the dispensations for millions and millions of years. Now let's just see if this narrative fits. In the temple of Menefa, where they found the Shabaka stone, where Shabaka, 25th dynasty Kemet Kush king, and he took over Samatawi of the two lands, and he invaded up a lower Kemet. They rolled up on Menefa, which means the white wall, which meant the temple of Ptah, and he found this worm-eaten, rotten papyrus scroll. And when he opened it up, and they said, "Oh shoot, that's the ZEP-TEPII. That's the origins of existence and creation, development of the universe." So he had it engraved on a rock, and it's called the Shabaka stone. So just Google the Shabaka stone. Now, what I'm getting to is that on the Shabaka stone, Ptah is the supreme deity. We know Ptah cannot be the supreme deity because Ptah represents the second attribute of manifestation of Ra-Nebuchadnezzar, and Ptah is the second scientific field force in science, because you have electromagnetism, strong force, gravity, and the weak force. Ptah is the strong force, so Ptah can't be the creator. So what can he be? He's a star date. So the temple of Menefa, the walls are orientated to the spring equinox of the constellation of Ptah, which you know is Taurus. So this means that this edifice was built during the great golden age of Ptah. So now we just went through 2,000 years for Pisces, 2,000 years for Aries, 2,000 years for Taurus, Now we go back. So that's 6,000 years right there, which your teachers, your historians told you your history or their history is only, our story goes back millions and millions of years. And we can prove this through the ancient megalithic architectural, monolithic architectural monuments and its polymer architectural designs. We have evidence that proves this. Our ancestors left evidence. The thing we left was evidence. They call it circumstantial evidence. Oh, the stars, it might come back, it might not. Your star might not come back. Our stars are always coming back. But anyways, now we go back 2,100 years through Gemini, 2,160 years through Cancer, which Gemini also is Shu and Tefnu. All the Greeks did was take the twins and Hellenized it. Then they took Cancer, took the beetle, Hellenized the beetle, and the beetle is the crab. We know the crab's the beetle. So now we went 10,000 years. Now 12,000 years ago, it has Leo, and Leo is Herukuti or Sekhmet in Meduneta. And on the spring equinox 12,000 years ago, the sun, the constellation of Leo or Herukuti or Sekhmet rose directly in front. Show them the picture, please, Queen Mother Goddess, of the sun rising in front of the Herukuti. That's 12,000 years ago. So we could just say there that 12,000 years ago, the Sphinx, Herukuti was built 12,000 years ago, but we know through paleoclimatology, there it is there. They know that's 12,000 years ago. They say 10,000, but they didn't even count for us, for the great golden age of Pisces. They're always misleading you with the mathematical equation. So now we have Leo 12,000 years ago, but we know through, paleoclimatology. Bring in the receipts. Paleoclimatology. Everybody Google paleoclimatology. Paleoclimatology says that 12,000 years ago was an ice age. So if 12,000 years was an ice age, that meant that the polar caps were melted. The North Pole was melted. The glaciers were falling off like they are today. The same way they're doing today, they're doing that 12,000 years ago, which meant the Nile, the inundation of the Nile rose because the pyramids are up on the plateau. It's called the Giza Plateau. And underneath and down the slope, about 200 feet down, it's called the Sphinx or the Sphinx enclosure or the enclosure of Herukuti. So that's 200 feet below the high level on top of which the plateau of the pyramids of Merku were built. So, which the Nile River, the riverbed rolled right next to the front of Herukuti. So now, if the sea level of the ocean was rising, that means the Nile water rose up to the neck of Herukuti, which means that it couldn't have been built then unless you got scuba diving equipment. So this means we have to go back around the phenomenon of precession 26,000 years, plus add the 12,000 years we just went back on using our story, which adds up to 38,000 years, and that's being modest. I'm telling you that the Sphinx is over 250 to 1 million to 2 million years old. We know this because of the Sphinx enclosure. I hate using the word the Sphinx. Herukuti's enclosure has water visas. Water visas are cracks in the rocks that go down vertically, which proves it would occur through an abundance of time using water erosion or precipitation. And we know it is no water in the desert. So that means that this had to have happened over 12,000 years ago or more, because wind erosion erodes sideways. Water erosion runs down vertically. They're called vertical visas. And this here represents that. Okay, but let's stay to the narrative now. This here represents, okay, we'll stay to where we're at. Okay, Queen Mother, flip flap, which way we going? My throat is wearing out on me right now. Where we at here?
Yes, they were.
With 12 minutes left on the show, I just wanted to bring everybody.
Yes,
Still haven't got, so this week, so I'm bringing you here today because next week at 8 o'clock on The Precious Treasure, episode 13, we will go directly into the ZEP-TEPII. But now, as I'm bringing it to you, I'm showing you how to move through time, because remember, we have to triangulate, or what I'm telling you isn't in balanced with the doctrines of Maat. And I must always be my true of voice. And so this is why I'm bringing it to you in this manner, because I need you to think. I need you to use this more. I got a joke. Let me tell you the joke. The joke is they're harvesting our bodies and our organs. This ain't no joke because they're doing it right now. But anyways, the guy's got a white brain, he got a Chinese brain, and he's got a black man's brain. So the guy said, well, how much for the white man's brain? We'll give me $250,000. Matter of fact, give me $1 million for the white man's brain. He says, all right, I'll take 3 of them. He says, okay, well, how much for the Chinese man's brain? Well, you know, that's Chinese, man. We got the Chinese man's brain. You got to give me $5 million. He said, okay, I'll take 2. So he said, well, all I got left now is the black man's brain. He said, well, shit, how much is the black man's brain? He said, the black man's brain is $20 million. $20 million? Why I got to pay $20 million for a black man's brain? He said, because he ain't never used it. I know that took time to sink in there, but the man ain't never used your brain. So we're here today to use your brain. Okay, your brain was going for 20 million. You didn't even know why, because you never used it. You're going to use your brain here today on the Nagaship Association Telecommunication Multimedia platform with our host, Sba-t, and me. I am Anoop Ptah Sikasar. Like I say, we did not have we're going to go right into the ZEP-TEPII next time, but I wanted to bring everybody in, nurture you in. For those of us who didn't, I know there's a lot of us who have already been here before. It might have seemed repetitious or redundant, but I also added a little flavor, a little more Naga swagger in there. We brought the mathematical equation, brought the calendar up to date, let you know why they're teaching you that phony calendar. But let the Queen Mother Goddess take the realm and let my masculinity fall backwards and bow out to the Queen Mother Goddess.
Siba. Right now, Sheree Rig El Messiah Cole says, damn, Gina. So, Crumb TV, the audience, the master students, we know what that means. Yeah, that was a damn Gina moment. Sba, if you would, share with us your Zoom meetings that you have and those that would attend your Zoom meetings, what they could expect. And the days, times, Ptah's Zoom meeting.
We have a class that's just ending. We have a graduation class that's just ending May. Dua. We also have a class in not May. That was May. That was here. We have a class, but we're integrating the elder students with the new students because it's a whole new teaching. The teachings you thought would take you 40 years to learn, we have it comprised now into over 2 years. I have a student named Ramutef Kweb. Dua Ramutef. He's only been with me 3.5 years. Right now, he's mastered time. He's mastered the phenomenon of precession. He's mastered astronomy. Now he's mastering astrology. He is now bringing everybody back, giving them back their true birth date. So if you want to know what day was your true birthday or your true Neferu, Mesuheru, your true date of birth under the star of your birth, you want to contact Ramutef Kweb. He is my elder student, and in 3 years, he mastered that. Our teachings are so refined because you already know. It's just that your teacher never gave you the proper triangulation and proper metaphysical, symbolic, esoteric symbolism to apply it so that you could visualize it within the order of existence. So once you're able, and where we're located on the galactic elliptic plane of our quadrant of the Milky Way galaxy, meaning we are in the middle of transitioning from one great golden age to another. The great golden lotus is open. The 26,000 years is here. It's now. You're living in it now. And it does not give you life. It will give you being. You will acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being, because life, the Ankh cannot mean life because the sun gives you life. And if the sun implodes because of it used up its iron and its atomic energy, and the sun implodes and turns into a supernova, the earth would lose, all life on earth would not exist. So life on earth would not exist, but there's still existence everywhere else. So there is being after life. So once you're able to comprehend what I'm saying, you'll see I wasn't digressing or being degenerative to my Khemetic family. It's just that I don't have time to babysit your teacher. Your teacher should have got that. When they taught that in class, he was in the bathroom. He left the room. I don't know what he did or she did, but I don't have time to babysit. I got mothers crying, I got babies dying, and I have stars aligning. And we're about to take back this planet, the Shemsu. And whether you realize it or not, or whether you recognize it or not, it's not going to make a difference because we're in the midst of environmental relapse. We're in the midst of global warming and climate change. This winter will show you just how fierce the winters can be. They're going to show you just how fierce these super tornadoes, these super hurricanes, these super earthquakes, they're no longer magnitude 10, it's magnitude 16. Magnitude 16 will take down a skyscraper. They got tsunamis that are going to be 500 feet tall, moving at 500 miles an hour. They got a new one called mud flashes that's going to engulf whole cities. So whether you wake up or not, hey, I'm not here to babysit. I'm only here to deliver a message. And the message is you are immortal. And all you need to do is acquire the ability to experience the phenomenon of being. And I want to say thank you, Queen Mother Goddess, for allowing me another chance, another opportunity to speak on your platform, to be a part of Crumb TV platform where the facts matter. I want to give a shout out to Crumb TV. I want to give a shout out to our new sponsor, which is Chem West with Jehuti Asar, who I first began doing broadcasting with Ptah, Jehuti Asar, and Ptah Sik Asar with Star Time over 15 years ago. I want everybody to go over to Chem West, buy black, be black, spend black, and don't forget to go to the Etsy, over to Amazon.com, and to Kindle. Purchase your calendar, your Ipiteru, Shabitem Tuaru Pamat. If not for you, for your children. If you're an old dog, just roll over and dig a ditch and jump in it. Can't take you into the new age anyways. We're taking nothing but Nagas, Shemsurus, Nesubitis, Hemet, Sibats, Munatats. My immortal ones are Maat, cherished. For the new age order, the great golden age of Maat Asar. This is not a game. We are at war. They got you getting ready to take a vaccine that everybody's getting ready to die from. Then they got a global currency. All money will be global. They're gonna put a little chip in your hand. So all that money that you thought you made and you had to spend, you can't spend it unless you put the chip up to the machine. They're gonna have you down there. Yes, Queen Mother. Dua, Queen Mother Goddess.
Okay, so Dua. They have the preview of the Zoom meeting. Can you tell us what nights those Zoom meetings are? At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Green room opens up at 7:30.
Yes, that was the question you asked me from the beginning. How did I miss that question?
Part of the question. I also asked you to give them what they could expect when they attend, so you did that as well. What two nights are the Zoom meetings?
Tuesday evenings at 8 o'clock. The green room opens up at 7:30, where you can come in and discuss, that which you thought you knew, what you didn't know. Maybe you have personal problems. Maybe you have things you have to work out. The green room is there for us from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Class starts at 8. It's a 2-hour class. It's only $20 a class. $20 a class. And also on Fridays, it's at 7 o'clock, and which the green room opens up at 6:30. So classes are 2 nights a week, and we teach We teach how to read, write, speak, teach Meduneta. We teach you how to read, write, speak, and comprehend the dynamics and properties of the ancient Rasaurian Khemetic solar civil lunar calendar. We also teach you the concept of creation and acquiring ability to experience the phenomenon of being. And we teach you so much more in these classes. So, dua. And these classes are performed within the Nagatian Institute of Cosmic Awareness, Spiritual Consciousness, and Universal Enlightenment through the Nagaship Association, and along with the Nagaship Association telecommunication multimedia platform with our great Queen Mother, Sba-t. And once I said that, I spent 55 years developing this calendar, dedicating it to the uplifting of all African people worldwide. And it was my dream that every household, every melanated household would have an Ipiteru Shabitam Tuaru Pamahat on its wall. We're going to have the app. Duncan G is going to have the new app, the ancient Rasaurian Khemetic Solar System Lunar Calendar app will be coming out this in a couple of months. We also have the Queen Mother has made it possible for these calendars to be in every language on Amazon and Kindle and every household all over the world. I want to thank you, Queen Mother Goddess, for bringing this dream of mine to fruition. I am your humble servant for life. Dua, dua, dua.
Dua, Usi with Ptah Secret Asar. Also to my Sba Crumb Snatcher, and allowing me to bring this knowledge to his platforms on Crumb TV and Branch of Knowledge on YouTube. I also speak Dua, Duawu to all of you for joining us here today, the Ramech, and also to definitely the Mutnatar Charbet from Facebook. We shared her website earlier, and she is one that we advertise in the Crumb TV edition of the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian calendar in the atomic size calendars. So the atomic size, again, are the smaller size calendars. They print and ship from Amazon, and the links are in the description of the video. The one with the advertisements are under development and will be launching soon. And so definitely, again, Charbet has also been in broadcast on Crumb TV and Branch of Knowledge. And also at this time, Crumb TV has commercials with her as well. So if you've seen the commercials today here, you've seen a glimpse of her website. Go look at it for yourself. She recently started live videos, and they are great. They are great. And so just check her out. That's our Facebook. She speaks love and peace to the family. And we definitely appreciate you here and your support to the Crumb TV platform and the platform of the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, and also to Tesha Para. And at this time, we're going to leave. We will come back, of course, and if you want to see us before that time, you can join us in the Zoom meetings that Ptah Secret Asar has available, and he has provided that information to you. And at this time, we are leaving. And Atum Ra Hotep.
I would like to say,
yes,
in the words of our paternal father, Asar Nefer Kentia Menti, that within the whole of the universe, nothing is ever added and nothing is ever lost. This is Ptah Secret Asar, Sba-t for the Nagaship Association Telecommunications and Multimedia Platform through the Nagatian Institute, and we say unto you, Atum Ra Hotep.
Hetepu, 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 dua, 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 Nazarak, Ramech, Immortality. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families. My Naga, Shamsaru, Nasupitis, Sba-t, Mutratats, the immortal ones of Maat cherished, of the phenomenon of precession, New Age order, great golden age of Maat Asar, and all citizens, descendants of the Nile Valley Cultural Cosmic Collective Consciousness Spirituality. Many are the mysteries concerning the universe and the Ankh, life that is found within it. This is also true regarding the theories, laws that govern them. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here? And where am I going? All the known and unknown forces of the universe are of one origin. Necessity becomes the order by which these forces reveal themselves. Existence demands that energy be spent. Existence is realized by the expansion of energy that must have a source. In the case of our universe, life is always associated to heat and movement. But the energy that drives the entire universe is of the direct result of the self-creation of Ra Nebuchadnezzar radiation, which produces the phenomena of attraction and repulsion, along with the anomalies of heat and movement. Pa nata apu pa ma'at. How sweet is the ma'at, truth of the Patnatarus. Onk was the jet, life, power, stability. Onk uja seneb, life, prosperity, health. Uben, nepike panebu haru ma'ati. Rising always in divine excellence with ma'at. Every day, all day. Every day, all day.